Hello, it's Alex from StadlerCon once again, coming to you at holiday time. It's almost Thanksgiving, and soon it will be Christmas and Hanukkah, and a really delicious thing to put on your table is macaroni and cheese. I love soul food cooking, and in soul food cooking, mac and cheese is a big part of any Thanksgiving or Christmas table. This is a sort of a rich, delicious recipe that I worked up for my good friend Carla Caruso, who's turning 29 again this year. Carla would come to my house for dinner once a year when she would be in Philadelphia for a trade show. She's a vegetarian, and I made this mac and cheese as a special treat. It is very nice also when it's not Thanksgiving or Christmas, just with a good garlicky salad and something chocolatey for dessert. It makes a very satisfying vegetarian feast. I am not a big fan of this kind of macho, super fat cooking that's going on right now, where mostly male chefs see how many fats they can pile up. Like, let's have pork belly smeared with bacon and then frosted with foie gras and deep fried in a bun. I really start to feel like there's an aggression behind that kind of cooking that I don't find pleasant. However, in mac and cheese, it's celebratory food. It's a festival food. And if I'm going to do it, which I do once a year or twice, maybe once for Carla, once for Thanksgiving, I go to town, which means we're going to use butter, we're going to use heavy cream, we're going to use luscious, luscious cheeses that we got today from Di Bruno's House of Cheese, located all over Philadelphia. One of the reasons I moved to Philadelphia was the beauty of Di Bruno's original location on 9th Street. And still walking into that store and smelling the years of salamis and parmesans is like a heartwarming holiday tradition for me. It's like, just makes my heart do a little dance when I walk into that store and see all of the like luxury dangling from the ceiling. It's heaven in there. So they have a terrific selection of cheeses. Always, we're going to be using their Di Bruno's cheeses today. I like penne. I've done a little pre-cooking today. So I like penne in my mac and cheese because it's a bigger tube than a macaroni pasta, and there's more space for the cheesy goodness to go inside of the pasta. So I've done a large pasta penne. We're going to put that in our bowl. I've cooked it a little bit al dente because it cooks a little bit further in the mac and cheese bowl. But you shouldn't have it, it shouldn't be hard. It can just have a slight toothsome quality. Half a pound of penne. Then 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm using brown butter today because I like the nutty quality of brown butter. That means we've just heated our butter in a pan, not until it burns, but until it turns a wonderful, warm, woody gold. So we've got 4 tablespoons of brown butter. There's also, in one of our cheeses, which is a 1655 Gruyere from Switzerland, there is, in the cheese itself, a wonderful, nutty, buttery quality. So that's just going to be echoed by our fabulous brown butter. Then I've got 2 eggs beaten. I learned this from a wonderful woman named Elaine. And what she told me, and it's true, is that the 2 eggs give a custardy richness to the mac and cheese and keep the whole thing onctueuse, which is what we want. So our 2 delicious eggs, always from nice chickens who run around, go in there. 8 ounces of heavy cream, and then cheese. So, as I said, we have our 1655 Gruyere. We also have a Westcombe cheddar. This is not a super old cheddar. It's from Somerset in England. And I chose like a 6 to 12 months, so it wasn't so crystally and crumbly because we need the melt for the cheese. So sometimes you think everything older isn't better, or is better, but in this case, I would go with a sharp, really good, solid quality cheddar, but one that's a little younger so it still melts and has a lot of that fat in there still. The other deep dark secret about this is if you do this with Swiss cheese and Cracker Barrel, it will still be quite good. I'm doing a deluxe version because I'm feeling deluxe right now. And I wanted to experiment and see what would happen if I did this and really made a gratin de pâte et fromage with some really fromage exquisite. So that's what we're doing. But you could totally pull this off with ingredients you find in your grocery store. I would still do real butter and real cream and real eggs. Last but not least, we're going to take some Reggiano Parmesan. So I've got in here, I have half a pound of the Gruyere, half a pound of the cheddar, and maybe 1/8 of a pound of the Reggiano. It's super salty, but it also has that wonderful nuttiness. It's also just got depth of flavor. Reggiano Parm is heaven. Now we're going to smoosh this all up, and I probably should have used a bigger bowl, but I didn't. So bear with me. Stir this up, get all your cheeses spilled out onto your counter. It's a pretty simple recipe. And then, once everybody is cohabiting nicely, we're going to place our heavenly noodles and cheese. My friend Danny Davidoff's mother, Linda Davidoff, used to make mac and cheese with a can of cheddar cheese soup, and the Davidoffs always called it cheese noodles. They didn't really say it like that. They said cheese noodles. The Davidoffs, I think, had a cold when they were the cheese noodles. So Linda made cheese noodles, and she put tuna fish in it, and I loved and adored Linda Davidoff. She was an extraordinary woman and a vibrant force in the Democratic Party and in city planning in New York City. But she put tuna fish in her cheese noodles, and that was one thing about Linda Davidoff that I did not like. I'm sorry, Linda. I just didn't like it. I wouldn't put tuna fish in this if I were you. In fact, I forbid you to put tuna fish in this. Do not. Now, we're packing it down. If you wanted, you could put some buttered breadcrumbs over the top, if you like a buttered breadcrumb topping on your mac and cheese. I think it's enough is enough already. If there's some chunks of cheese, just move them around. Put that there. Gitchy Gitchy Gumi, by the shores of Gitchy Gumi. Why tempting mac and cheese food. Now we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven just until the top gets luscious and brown. Probably 10 minutes. Back in a tick. Oh, hi, here we are with this beautifully browned, lovely mac and cheese. It went in the oven for about 10 minutes, and then I got impatient, so I turned on the broiler at about 450 for 2 minutes just to brown up the top. So here it is. It's in a wonderful Pyrex dish in Carla Caruso pink. Happy birthday, Carla. If you're lucky, I might make this for you on your birthday. CarlaCarusoJewelry.com. Check it out. It's so beautiful. It's like what real fairies would wear as jewelry. It's delicate and elegant. You know how on True Blood, the fairy world just looks like something out of a shampoo commercial? But actually, if you think about it, fairies would have beautiful, like, wabi-sabi taste because they're steeped in nature, and everything that they own and use would be delicate and beautiful. And that's what Carla Caruso's jewelry looks like. CarlaCarusoJewelry.com. She loves mac and cheese, and so do I. Blow on it. It's very hot. Just came out of the oven. It's gooey. It's cheesy. Serve at room temperature. That's another nice thing about this dish at holiday time. It's lovely at room temperature. Just throw it in the oven. After you pull the turkey and all the other stuff out, you can pre-make this mac and cheese, throw it in, bring it up to a nice warm to room temperature. It doesn't clog up the oven. You know how everybody fights for the oven at Thanksgiving? Mac and cheese is not part of that fight. It's more complex with these cheeses. It's less homey after-school comforty and a little more sophisticated. It's got a sophisticated boom boom quality, which I'm enjoying. So try it either way. Supermarket style or deluxe from DeBruno's if you want, or some other wonderful cheese shop like Murray's in New York. Sorry to talk about the competition, DeBruno's. I'm going to eat one more bite and see you soon at StadlerCon 1724 Sansom. You know how fun Christmas is. Come up and see me sometime. Bye.